The birth and fate of the Messiah led Jung into a linked theme, that of the two Messiahs. In Aion, Jung writes, Kabbalistic tradition speaks of two Messiah, the Messiah ben Joseph and the Messiah ben David. Messiah ben Joseph is the first, Messiah ben David the second. Messiah ben Joseph must die in order to atone with his blood for the children of Yahweh. He will fall in the fight against Gog and Magog, and Archelaus will kill him. Archelaus is the anti-Messiah, whom Satan begot on a block of marble. He will be killed by Messiah ben David in his turn. Afterwards, ben David will fetch the New Jerusalem down from heaven and bring ben Joseph back to life. This ben Joseph plays a strange role in later tradition. Tabari, the commentator of the Quran, mentions that the Antichrist will be a king of the Jews, and another says that the Messiah ben Joseph actually is the Antichrist. So he is not only characterized as the suffering Messiah in contrast to the victorious one, but is ultimately thought of as his antagonist. Psychologically, the double Messiah represents two aspects of the ego's experience of the self. The one aspect is an imperious authority, one who must be obeyed, and the other is a dispenser of suffering, who also shares in the suffering. It is as though Yahweh and Job were united in a single person. In the course of the individuation process, these two figures are encountered by the ego, and to some extent, there is an identification with each of them. But it is important that the identification be as little as possible. The figures symbolize the kind of experience that the ego needs to accept while not being possessed by it. There are times when the ego must submit to the imperious authority, and there are times when it must be a living expression of it. Similarly, there are times when the ego experiences the redeeming effect of the suffering self, and there are other times when the ego is obliged itself to experience the suffering, which then promotes the redeeming aspect of consciousness.